He wasn't the chosen one, and he wasn't the most powerful Jedi, but when the galaxy fell apart, he was the one still standing. Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't just survive the Clone Wars, he won battles against legends, Darth Maul, General Grievous, Anakin Skywalker. This is a story of how the most underrated Jedi in Star Wars beat them all. Before it was the Jedi who beat them all, Obi-Wan Kenobi was simply a boy raised in the hall of the Jedi Temple, quiet, disciplined, and loyal to the code. He wasn't gifted with raw force power like Anakin, he didn't rebel like Qui-Gon, he didn't dominate the battlefield like Mace Windu. What Obi-Wan had was conviction. Chosen by Qui-Gon Jinn, a Jedi Master known for defying the Council, Obi-Wan was taught more than just lightsaber forms and meditation. He was taught to think, to observe, to question without losing faith. Obi-Wan didn't always agree with Qui-Gon, in fact they clashed often, but in time he came to understand the depth of his master's wisdom. And when Qui-Gon was struck down by Darth Maul, Obi-Wan's transformation begun. The young knight who faced a Sith alone. Obi-Wan didn't just survive that battle, he ended it. Nothing but raw instinct, training, and focus, Obi-Wan Kenobi became the first Jedi in over 1,000 years to kill a Sith in one-on-one combat. At just 25 years old, he stepped into legend. And after Qui-Gon Jinn's death, Obi-Wan honored his master's dying wish and took Anakin Skywalker as his Padawan. Not out of pride, not out of belief in the prophecy, but out of duty. I gave Qui-Gon my word, I will train him without the approval of the Council if I must. And so began one of the most tragic and complicated relationships in all of Star Wars. Obi-Wan became more than a teacher. He became a brother, a father figure, a friend. And in time, he'll become the force to stop him. He was the king of balance. Throughout the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan served not just as a general, but as a moral compass within a broken system. While others lost themselves in war, politics, or fear, Obi-Wan held fast to the Jedi Code, even when the galaxy fell apart around him. He wasn't perfect, he didn't always know the right answer, but he always chose what was right. He wasn't driven by prophecy, he wasn't blinded by pride, he was driven by purpose, to protect life, serve peace, and uphold the light. Before he became a myth, Obi-Wan Kenobi was a man, a Jedi defined not by power, but by principle. Obi-Wan wasn't the most powerful Jedi, but when the time came to face the greatest threats in the galaxy, he won, again and again and again. And these weren't easy fights. These weren't clean victories, but each battle he survived helped shape the Jedi who would eventually walk away from the flames of Mustafar. His first ever fight, it starts with a loss. Qui-Gon falls, Obi-Wan is knocked down, cut off alone. But this isn't just duel anymore, it's personal, it's grief, it's purpose. Obi-Wan doesn't give in to hate, he doesn't fall to the dark side, he rises. With calm focus he turns Maul's arrogance against him, flipping over the Sith Lord and striking him down. In that moment, Obi-Wan becomes the first Jedi in over 1,000 years to kill a Sith in single combat. He earns the title Jedi Knight, not just by surviving, but by prevailing with restraint. And his fight against General Grievous wasn't any different. General Grievous was a Jedi killer, trained in lightsaber combat by Count Dooku, wielding blades of the Jedi he murdered. Grievous should have been unstoppable. Obi-Wan wasn't afraid, he was ready. He uses Form 3 to stay defensive, analyzing Grievous's movements, patterns, and aggression. When the moment is right, Obi-Wan switches from defense to offense, dismantling him one limb at a time. Then when Grievous flees, Obi-Wan doesn't chase with rage, he finishes the job with the blaster. So uncivilized, he says. This wasn't just a physical win, it was a tactical one. Obi-Wan ended the war before the war even realized it was over. And his fight against Anakin Skywalker wasn't any different. This one was more than a duel. This is heartbreak forged in lava. Anakin is consumed not just by power, but by fear, jealousy, and desperation. And Obi-Wan doesn't want to fight. He has to. You're my brother, Anakin. I loved you. He holds his ground, not out of pride, but out of grief. While Anakin is blinded by rage, Obi-Wan stays focused. He knows Anakin's style. He knows his weakness. He taught him everything he knows, and he uses it. When Obi-Wan defeats Anakin on the high ground, it isn't about skill, it's about control and clarity. It doesn't kill him, he walks away. Because Obi-Wan never fought to destroy, he fought to protect. And in the end, even when the galaxy burned, Obi-Wan stayed true to himself. And years later, he fights Darth Vader. This wasn't just a rematch, it was a reckoning. Obi-Wan isn't the same man who once walked away from Mustafar. He's broken, haunted, and isolated. And Vader, he's not Anakin anymore. Not in body, not in voice, and not in soul. This duel wasn't for the galaxy, it was for closure. See, Vader strikes with hatred, fueled by years of pain, bitterness, and betrayal. His voice is cold, mechanical, and detached. I am what you made me. And for a moment, Obi-Wan falters, buried beneath guilt, until he remembers who he's fighting for. Leia, Luke, hope. And when that stops holding him back, Obi-Wan reawakens the Force like a flood. He doesn't fight with rage, he fights with resolve. He overwhelms Vader not through power but with clarity. He breaks Vader's masks, revealing not the Sith, but the broken men underneath. And when Obi-Wan sees Anakin's face again lit by blue glow of the Jedi Saber, he doesn't see victory, he sees loss. I'm sorry, Anakin. I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. That moment is a wound, but also a release. Obi-Wan walks away, but this time not in guilt, this time in peace. The Republic may be gone, the Jedi may be scattered, but the light lives. and the only time he ever accepted defeat was when he sacrificed himself. So why did Obi-Wan always win? See, he wasn't the chosen one, he wasn't the strongest, but somehow Obi-Wan always survived, always won, and always endured. Not through brute power, not through rage, but through something far rarer in the galaxy: control and conviction. Obi-Wan didn't fight to win, he fought not to lose. Sorosu Form 3 is a lightsaber style designed to outlast your opponent, to wait, deflect, and survive. It's not flashy, it's not aggressive, but in the hands of Obi-Wan, it's unbreakable. He wasn't faster than Maul, he wasn't more brutal than Grievous, he wasn't more powerful than Anakin, but he outlasted them all. And in the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan was more than a warrior, he was a tactician, a man who led armies without losing his soul. He didn't chase glory like Anakin, he didn't seek vengeance like Mace, he simply adapted, always. Every battle was calculated, every move was measured, not because he was cold, but because he had to be. He had to be the Jedi the galaxy needed, not the one it praised. While others questioned the code, Obi-Wan lived it, even when it broke his heart. Never let pride blind him. He carried the weight of the war, the council, mistakes, and Anakin's fall without collapsing. He watched everything he loved fall apart and still chose to protect what remained. That's why he always won, because he knew when to fight and when to walk away. Because he wasn't fighting to defeat his enemies, he was fighting to protect the future. That's why he beat Vader on Mustafar. That's why he beat Vader again in the Kenobi series. That's why he stood tall even in death, sacrificing himself to guide Luke forward. Obi-Wan didn't win because he was the best fighter. He won because he was the last one who never broke. He stayed true when everyone else lost themselves, and in the end, that's why the light never left him. He defeated Maul, he's dismantled Grievous, he stood over Darth Vader, and when Order 66 wiped out his order, Obi-Wan didn't fall into vengeance or madness. He waited. He protected Luke when the time came, he gave his life to guide the future. Obi-Wan Kenobi might not have been the chosen one, but in the end, he was the one who won. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, and as always, may the Force be with you.